My name is Eggy Drago.
I am the cream of the crop.
I am the yolk on top. It was in early 2024 that I decided to go to an idol show in Japan on a whim because my graduated VTuber Oshi really liked idols. Needless to say, I got hooked. I think we like idols. After I met and talked to two English-speaking idols there, Hyria, Haigumi, I realized every single idol has a story, be it why they chase this dream, their ups and downs, and even their future after all this. And that's what I'm here to do, to give idols around the world a spotlight beyond the stage and a place to tell their story. Every idol has a dream and a story to tell. This is IDOLEYZ.
Hello? Are we alive?
Hello? Are we alive?
Yeah.
Oh my god, can you hear us? Yay!
Yeah, I think so. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to IDOLEYZ episode 81. There's 81 of these? What the this is the number one idol podcast on the planet Venus. It's very hot up. It's very hot over there, unfortunately. So I don't know if they'll be able to do much. I don't know if their ears are still functioning. For those of you that are new to the show, IDOLEYZ is a podcast show interview thing that highlights idols, the idol community, everything from Chica idols, Kaiga idols, and everything in between. I am your guest host. I'm Ando. I'm filling in for the usual host, Eggy Drago, who is currently trapped in the motherland, in the Philippines, but is
in a better place right now.
Can I get
We're
some
thinking
F's
about Eggy all the time.
Can I get some F's in chat for Eggy, please? But no, he's over in the Philippines. He'll be headed over to Japan soon. So keep a lookout for that, definitely. So yeah, if any of this sounds interesting to you and you'd like to follow and figure out whenever the next show is, you can subscribe right here on twitch.tv/EggyDrago. If you miss any part of the show, you have to go eat dinner or go sleep or something, you can always catch the VODs on youtube.com/@idoleyez101. And if you want to follow Eggy Drago on social media, you can follow him at Eggy Drago. He will occasionally post, I don't know, random stuff, random Philippine shenanigans. Eventually, it'll be random Japan shenanigans, so keep on the lookout for that. All right, with all of that out of the way, let me introduce my guest. She hails all the way from the... I don't know.
I don't see her.
No, don't follow me. Don't follow me, please. I have nothing interesting going on. Anyway, my guest today hails from the Pacific Northwest, aka Seattle. Are you actually proper Seattle, or I don't know.
Seattle's a state of mind. Seattle is a state of mind, and a lot of people that say they're Seattle are Seattle adjacent. So I live in a space between void and time in the bird nest. But it's Seattle basically, kind of.
Works
or
for
is
me.
it? You'll never know.
I mean, it's like how I say, "Oh, I'm from New York," because I automatically assume no one knows what New Jersey is. So
everywhere in the Pacific Northwest is Seattle. So and if they tell you otherwise, they're lying.
All right, so yeah, hailing from the Pacific Northwest, they are your friendly feathered idol. They are 1/3 of the graduated idol unit VBD. They have so many other hats that they wear. They are they're manager of everyone's favorite Oreno short girl, West Coast variant, Honitsu, aka Felix. Raid City Idol Committee, chill for Sakuraka, Woda, cosplayer, wielder of the sewing machine. Please welcome to IDOLEYZ your friendly feathered idol, Bird.
Hi! I'm very happy to be here. I have so many hats. I'm 7 feet tall. I'm very tall.
Are you wearing are you just wearing 10-gallon hats, like, and then like 7 of them?
It's not actually that hard. I am 5'10", like, actually, so I think I just need, like, one hat to be 6 foot, probably. Just, like,
Oh
one of the
man.
really big, like, Doug Dimmadome hats. I think I'd be good.
Doug Dimno.
Doug Dimmadome from the Dimsdale Dimmadome, yes.
Oh my god. And oh my god, you're 5. I keep forgetting you're taller than me. I'm
I'm
only
a very I'm a very tall lady, and I like it because everyone asks me to grab stuff from shelves, and it makes me feel important.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Considering who you hang around, yeah, they definitely need help getting to reaching high places.
Yeah,
All
man, I
right.
wonder who you're referring to. That's crazy.
Previous idolized guest, I think. I'm not sure.
Yes, 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 yes.
Anyway, I guess with that out of the way, I guess you can give us like maybe a bit of an intro of just like who you are, what you do, why
All
you're
right.
here, what the meaning of life
Where am
is.
I? Who am I? Where am I? The chicken or the egg? It's both at the same time. All right. Well, Yahoo, I'm your friendly feathered idol, Bird or Birdie. People call me both. I haven't decided which one I need to like stick with, so it's kind of just up to anyone, whatever they want. Birdie is like way easier to mix with, so I've kind of been going with that more. Because the Woda loves syllables. But Bird is also my name, so it's like it's a little bit of both. I am a Woda. I have been for starting with anime idols. It's been like a decade now. And I only not recently, but in the past like few years have been like in idol hell. Um, but before that it was a lot of like anime and stuff. I am Felix's Mane-san, Tori Mane. I do all the boring stuff that she doesn't want to do. Um, and all that fun little management stuff. I am Sakuraka's biggest fan. Those are my gays, my Sakurakalings. I love them a lot. Um, gays, GEIS. Um, those are my very dear friends, and also I love them a lot. I don't do Wotage. I know Thundersnake, and no is a really strong word. Um, but I'm around them. I'm like a big fan. I'm like a groupie. I'm Sakuraka's group. I'm Sakuraka's groupie.
See, like we have a term for this actually. We call it like there's people that are in Aniwaza, and then there's people that are Aniwaza adjacent. I guess I would fall under Aniwaza adjacent in that sense. So
I am definitely Sakuraka adjacent. I am not up on stage, swinging my LLs everywhere, but I am watching them do that and supporting them doing that. So
which is just as important.
exactly. I also like helped them get their team shirts and also made them like little matching masks for the most recent for real this time graduation performance of VBRE.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow. But yeah, it's crazy to see how many different things you're involved in, and I could definitely relate. I joke around that like I collect staff badges like infinity stones. It's just like, ah, yes, another thing another thing I'm giving my free labor to, but not fun. All right, so usually how we start this off is just I guess asking about like how you first discovered idol culture or just like music or like Japanese music. But I want to go even like further back than that. New thing. I guess just like what music were you listening to just growing up in general? Because I find that's usually like the transition from you really only know like maybe like American music, and then starting to discover the Japanese side of things is always interesting. So yeah, what were you listening to before you got Nihongo built?
So that's really funny because so my parents growing up were big rock fans into like Nirvana, Linkin Park, everything like that. And then by the time I was able to listen to my own music, I was very influenced by my sister who listened to Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy and
Based.
My Chemical Romance and all that stuff.
Based.
So I was actually primarily listening to like punk rock, pop rock, like all the rock. I saw Panic at the Disco in concert not Not really because, like, I wanted to go, but because my sister was going, and then I would go too, and then I would be like, "Wow, he could hit those high notes. Wow. Love that guy." Um, and that kinda was just, like, influenced by like, family and what we as a group would all listen to in the car and stuff. So I pretty much only primarily listen to, like, rock music and Paramore and, like, all those bands. And then in 20 I wanna say 2016, when I was either 12 or 13,
Oh
um,
God, don't say that. Please don't say that.
sorry, when I was an age, one of them, I had discovered, um well, actually, predating that, I watched Yokai Watch. It was playing on, Disney XD, like, kind of late at night, because I was really into cartoons, and I watched Yokai Watch not knowing what anime was or, like, anything like that, and then I heard like, get it, bon, get it, bon," and I was like, "This is kinda catchy." So after that, I started watching Ouran High School Host Club as my first, like, actual real first anime,
Classic.
and then I discovered Love Live, and I discovered Love Live because of this Canadian cosplay idol group. Because I was in the cosplay community, kind of. In, like, 2017, 2018, I was, like, in the cosplay community for a different fandom, and my friend had a friend who was in this Canadian Love Live cosplay group, whose name I don't remember, I think it was star related, um
I mean, that tracks.
and I'm pretty sure they're defunct now,
Oh,
because I
rest in
literally
peace.
can't find them. Rest in peace. Or they're thriving, I don't know. But I saw them and I saw these characters and I was like, "This is they're so cute. This is so cool." So I binged all of Love Live and I played the game, rest in peace, the original game, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Um And I was like, "Wait, this was, like, really, really cool, like, this is so fun." So I got really into Love Live music, specifically. I was dual wielding music and Homestuck. It's like my or
Oh my God.
music, I was dual wielding, like, Love Live and Homestuck as my 2 biggest interests, for years. Um, and I mean, you know that that's awesome in middle and high school, like, it's great being the Homestuck and Love Live kid.
I feel like
But
almost every idol I know, that's like the formative pillars of their existence were some combination of Love Live, Hello Project, and Homestuck. It's always one of those
I
three.
love you, Pawn Ranger. Um, but yeah, it was I love you, Kiki. Mwah. That's my wife.
Higgy, go to sleep.
Kiki, don't go to sleep. I miss you. Um, but yeah, I was kind of dual wielding that for a while, and then have my timeline's a little weird, but then it was like COVID times, and then I was even more into like cosplay idol, like music area of like Japanese pop music and stuff, but I was still very anime focused.
Mm,
And then in 20 or I was also really into Project Sakai too because it was, 2020 to like 2022. It was the Project Sakai era because it came to global.
yeah.
And was cosplaying Emu Utori from Project Sakai and I got a duet on this TikTok from, Felix Honeytsu, and, um, that was how we met, that's how we became friends, and she was in a group called Lilium Stars, and they were doing Love Live or not just Love Live, but they did, like, Love Live, Project Sky, Pasapare now, but they were performing at this convention called Northwest Idol Fest 2022, um, and I was like, "Oh my god." I think I was 16, 17 at the time, and I was like, "Oh my god, like, I really wanna see this, like, my new friend perform." Because I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, this is Felix Honeytsu, she's so cool, like, she and we're friends now, like, I wanna see her perform." So I begged my dad to take me to Northwest Idol Fest for one day, I think it was either Friday or Saturday, and I went for, like, 2 to 3 hours just to see Lilium Stars perform because I didn't know anything about Kaiga idols at all. But I did know that there was this group that my new friend was a part of that I really, really wanted to see. And I wanted to get closer to like my new friend because I was very I didn't have many friends at the time, so I was very like, oh my gosh, like there's a friend with my interest and she lives in the same area as me, so like I have to, or same area, quote, not really, but like enough to where like there's an event I could go to and tangible and like I can make friends.
Mm.
So I went to this event and I'm so thankful that I didn't include photos of this because there are photos and we're all like masked up and like young, not super young, but I was like, they're kind of
You're
cringy
still
now
young.
looking back on them. Yeah, but I'm like over 18 young, not like little baby 16-year-old young. Big difference. Um, and so after that, I was like, wait, this is Northwest Idol Fest. There's like Kaiga idols. Like that's a thing. There's Kaiga idols and J-pop. I already kind of knew about J-pop idols, but I didn't know as much because I was also really into the like seiyus.
Yeah.
Because Love Live. And I was like, wait, there's like other idols? Like that's a thing? There's like idols in the US? Like that's a thing? I didn't know you could do that. Um, so after NWIF 2022, and I do kind of miss NWIF, um, because it was so local, I was like, oh, like there's this whole world that I hadn't like didn't know. So I got really, really, really into Non-Sweet and Phoebe, and Paida, and just the goats. Um, and then when Barry debuted as a soloist, I was like, oh, I really, really like Barry too. And I just like instantly became so infatuated with like, because I'd always been into Vocaloid since I was young as well. So I did have like Vocaloid knowledge, but that was when I was like, oh, I only listen to J-pop now. And ever since then, I have not listened to anything else.
Whoops.
I don't listen to rock music anymore. I every once in a while I have a playlist that's called like The Demons, which is just like old songs I used to like watch all the time, but it's only J-pop now. Like that's all I listen to at all. Um J-pop, sometimes Vocaloid. I listen to a lot of like VTuber covers, but it's very rare for me to listen to English songs unless they're like Reichi covers because I love Reichi. Um so yeah. I kind of changed my entire outlook. And then after that, I was like, I was staff for this group called Code Meow that graduated, but they're doing like something in North Cal now. I think like they're re-debuting, kind
Oh.
of, but like different members. I actually don't fully know about that, but when I did staff for them for a year, and that's when I got like extra idol pilled because I shared a stage with Paida. I played her like villain during her live show. She twerked on
Whoa.
me. Threw ass on me. Felix jumped on
truly,
my back. It was
truly a life moment there that you'll never forget.
definitely top 10. And that's that's when I was like extra idol pilled because I was staffing for this dance like odorite group and watching all these newer idols because I also got to watch like I actually went to Northwest Idol Fest for the entire time instead of just a day for a few hours. Um and that kind of just like instilled in me that I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is a niche, but this is what I want to do. Um, and so before even like debuting as an idol, I debuted as an idol, I want to say 2024 officially. I did like a few small things before that, but my actual like debut date was in November of 2024 for Kamoricon's Idol Fest. I was the MC for that, and that was like so scary. I was so happy, but it was so scary that like because I was like people knew me as like a Woda, but I was like kind of a nobody. Like going up on stage and like singing as someone who was kind of like not really well known was insane to me. But afterwards, like people were so kind about it, and like obviously, it was not perfect. I don't think when anyone starts, it's gonna be like
Yeah.
100% perfect. But it was so much fun, and people were so supportive that I was like, this is what I want to do, and then I just never stopped.
Which again, it's amazing just like how like I guess it just all just happened so suddenly in a way, considering like, you know, not even maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, you didn't even know what Kai Guy idols were. Heck, I didn't even know what they were until 2024. So, same sort of thing. Like, yeah, it just, and I'd say like Nuif was definitely a good resource in that it was literally right in your backyard. You didn't have to go that far to sort of be exposed to, this very, it's a niche within a niche. So, yes, Liza's correct. Everyone let idols take over your life right now, at this very second.
Right now.
So, I mean,
It's
so did you have much of a background in singing prior to like getting that urge to being an idol, wanting to be an idol, or
So I have actually been a performer my entire life. Ever since I was 3 years old. I did ballet for 13 years. My mom owned a dance studio at the time.
oh,
So I had been dancing for that entire time. And then pretty much we had this like nonprofit organization kind of thing that did it was like an arts academy for like young kids. And I would also do that, and it was very like simple musicals and stuff. I actually have like an old video of me singing as Winnie the Pooh. Um
oh,
so it's very as cute as it is, it's never seeing the light of day. Um,
understandable. Don't worry.
but I had been doing acting, pretty much also around the same time where I was doing acting and then that little bit of singing as a kid. And then when I went into high school, I became theater club president. So I was doing even more acting, and singing and musicals. So there's never been a time in my life when I wasn't performing. More often than not, it was with other people. One of the only like big milestones was that I did do there's this theater competition in Washington State and then also like the country that I did win an award for like a
Ooh.
soloist monologue, which is just acting, not singing, because I actually didn't apply for singing at all. So that was like my only experience just being like myself. So I've always had a performance experience, but being by myself, singing, interacting with an audience with me, myself, and I was not something I was super familiar with. So it was both incredibly natural to do like performing, but also
Yeah.
very unnatural because it was completely different ballpark from literally anything I've done.
But I mean, yeah, it seemed like you'd always gravitate towards the stage or some type of performance art type of thing. And I mean, like I can imagine that like having like a theater musical background, would play into, cosplaying where you're literally just playing a character sort of thing. So, it definitely all kind of ties together in that way.
Unfortunately, I always like to call myself a non-annoying theater kid, but I'm annoying in my own unique way. Um, I'm definitely not as interested in like musicals and theater as a lot of like theater kids, but I was spent most of my formative years in a theater environment, so I do like to actually people sometimes. Um but it's also very useful because I do stage management. I learned theater tech in high school. I'm certified to run like a pulley system in like theaters and stuff.
That's
Um,
cool.
it doesn't sound as cool as it is.
No, no,
You
no,
pull
that's
things.
cool. I love.
It's
I
pull things and don't get hurt, basically. Um, so like I my stage experience did translate, just not in the way I thought it would, because it was a lot less performing and more of um like running small idol events or helping backstage, or if you saw that Idol Dreamscape was happening, I was stage management for that, so I was making sure everyone was on time and where they should be, and if anyone needed help and keeping schedules updated and like all of that stuff, because I had that stage management experience from high school, so it was useful.
Yeah, definitely. And as someone that's recently entered, not really stage management, but I guess just like the back of house like management type of stuff, like trying to figure out like, okay, who's are you in the right place, all that sort of thing. Yeah, it can definitely be hectic. So um or I guess just did you always know that you wanted to go into, I like idols, I like seeing these idol shows, I'd like to help out in some sort of way. Um, did you, or was performing the only thing you really had in mind before I guess just everything happened?
So that's actually kind of really funny because when I first got into high school theater, I was very set on just being a performer. I was like, "Oh, I don't have an interest in like tech or I don't have an interest in sewing." Um which changed.
Blasphemy.
But I had all these interests and I was like, "No, I just want to be a performer." And then I was kind of say pushed, but I was like encouraged by my director to try these other things. Which is why I did that in the first place. And I think it was the kind of a similar vein into when I started doing these, like, solo performances and performing as an idol where I was like, "Oh, I'm a performer, you know, I don't wanna be put I don't wanna be put in a box of like, oh, I'm a helper, you know, I'm staff, I'm a helper, I can only do organization." But after I did do performing, I was like, I had people, you know, especially with like Idol Dreamscape, where I offered and I was like, "Hey, do you want me to help? Like, I do have experience in this." And I was given permission. And afterwards, I was like, "Oh, I still know how to do this. Like, I have use or not use, but like I have a very specific set of skills that a lot of people in this community didn't have, you know, I guess the ease of access to get because normally you have to take like classes now if you want to get these sorts of experience. And it is high school, but what I didn't graduate that long ago, so it's still real fresh in my brain. Um,
That definitely helps.
it does help that it's like I feel like when people say high school experience, it sounds very like, oh well, I did it in high school, but I'm like, I mean, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, that's
It's
just,
very much
yeah.
similar. I just don't get paid. um, so I was also in that mindset of like I just want to do performance because I didn't want to be stuck in like this idea that I'm just like a helper or an organizer. But I mean, if you look at my queen Jenny Bond, she does both,
Yeah.
and we love her for it. And absolutely killing it. So I definitely don't think you have to be stuck in that box. It was just a really big fear when I started because I really didn't want to be seen as just like just a fan, and I feel like it's very easy to accidentally not present yourself as a performer. Um so I really really wanted to like be able to dual wield, and I think I think I've succeeded
Oh, more
considering
than
people like
successfully.
recognize me with multiple hats rather than just like one thing. Um if that answers that. I
Yeah,
kind of
no,
went on a
definitely.
tangent a little
Yeah,
bit.
no, we love going on tangents. We love yappers here on Idolize. And
Always.
yeah, no, it's definitely I think this community specifically, there's so many people that um have started out, oh, they're just fans of idols or idol culture, or they're just wodas, and you know, it feels like it feels like we always like end up in situations where like either half jokingly but also serious, like, oh, you should debut, oh, you should debut. And like a lot more people are starting to, I guess, just like blur those lines between, oh, they're just a fan that shows up to all of the events versus, oh, there's somebody that's, you know, a performer, like there's somebody that's a valued member of their local scene. And I don't know, I guess that's probably the coolest part, is that, and I guess probably the most unique part compared to, I guess, just other genres of music or just like other subcultures, because I know, like, me listening to K-pop, there's no way in hell you could go from being like a K-pop fan to a K-pop idol or a K-pop like staff member. There's just like the barrier to entry is just way more like locked behind 15 closed doors in that sense. So, you know, I guess that as someone that's very recent to this as well, I definitely do appreciate, you know, I guess just how fluid this community can be in terms of allowing people to, I guess, just pursue whatever the heck they want. If like they want to do, if they want to debut, if they want to help out behind the scenes, if they want to just buy a million checky, you know, people, it seems like people still love you all the same.
I do think that we are in a very both very difficult spot and very awesome spot in terms of like the Kaiga idol community, where a lot of stuff you have to do yourself.
Yeah.
There's a group in Seattle called Kirameki Palettes. I love them to death. And a lot of their events, they have to organize themselves. They don't have people backing them. They don't have like an agency. They're literally school idols. Like it's
They're John Love Live.
they're John Love Live. So they do have to do these things themselves, and a lot of groups like don't have the ability to have like a a group backing them. It's very unlikely for people to have like real, I don't want to say real managers, but like actual like people that can get them in contact with who they need. Like a lot of idol managers are idols themselves. I do management for
Yeah.
Felix, and Felix is my table staff when I need it. Like it's a lot of helping people out, and also like being able to hold multiple jobs. And most idols run pretty much everything themselves. Um it's very rare to see people with like a team that takes on any of their smaller jobs. Like usually you're doing everything yourself,
Yeah.
which is great because it gives you creative freedom. You don't have to worry about breaching a contract. You're not under a contract. Um or your image is completely tailored to you. If you want to change your name tomorrow, you can, or if you want to change your image, you can. But it also means that you have to take on so much yourself, and you also have to be very confident in what you want to do and how you want to present yourself, because everything is coming out of your pocket and it's expensive.
Yep. Yep. Every paycheck, I just go like, okay, I don't even put it into savings. Like, oh, there's another couple $100 towards the just the random event random event
Yeah.
gear fund. It just disappears immediately.
I just bought the audio system for my SoccerCon panel, and I went, ooh, ooh,
Whoop.
that's my money. But then I'm like, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah. See, that's how you gaslight yourself. It's just like, don't worry, I'm gonna get. It's useful. I'm investing. I'm investing in the future.
So I get to see idols sing. It's gonna be great. Actually, I will say I did get it half off because one of the USB-C cables it came with was broken, and I literally didn't need it. So it was $200, and then I got it for $100, and I'm so proud of
Yeah.
myself. Because they said it was in mint condition. I was like, oh, so is there something wrong with it? And I looked, and it was one USB-C cable was broken, and I was like, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh. But I guess speaking of, I guess, just sort of putting all of these things together, how did you land yourself as being Mane-san for Felix? Like, was that at what stage of, I guess, your idol journey did that end up happening?
So Anime Impulse LA has this thing called Star Garden, which is ran by Asayoro Mid Cafe. I first of all love Asayoro. Totally unrelated,
Shout out
but I love them.
Asiaru.
Shout out Asayoro, I love those guys. Um, but they had accepted Felix into Star Garden a little bit later than we were expecting. We didn't know she was going to be accepted, and we were planning to go to AILA together, both as like a birthday trip for her because it was on her birthday weekend, and also because we really, really, really wanted to see VTubers. They had Hollow Stars, and we both love Hollow Stars. So we were planning on going anyways, regardless of if she got in or not. But then she got in, and she was like, uh, okay, I'm performing now. And I was like, do you want my help? Because she got like a meet and greet table and like could do checky and stuff like that.
Oh
So I was
wow.
like, do you and we started with nothing. And I was like, do you want like my help? Like, I'm happy to help you. I know more or less what I'm doing and what I need to do, and you need to like focus on learning these dances and like actually performing. So like I'm happy to handle anything you need. And then that's when I got like pushed slash I was like offering to help to be like her manager, because we joked at first, and I'm like, haha, I'm gonna be your manager, and then it ended up being real and true. uh,
It's like, oh shit, I
I
actually
was
need a manager.
I can't speak for her, but I like to think I make her life easier day of, especially because I keep her fed and watered, like a little
Oh no.
Tamagotchi pet. Um, so because of that, I sped to make merch. I set up like payment methods. I had a Square. I don't even think we ended up using that Square, the like little payment system. Pretty sure
Yeah.
we never even ended up using it. Uh, and because of our Hollow Stars meet and greet, her meet and greet was actually pushed to 6 p.m. So it was like dark the time her meet and greet actually happened. But it was fun. And then after that I was like, do you want me to keep helping you? Like I'm happy to. It was fun for me. I enjoyed it. I like boring stuff is what I always say. I really like the like staying up, making graphics, making like Ko-fi listings, like managing payments. Like I don't that's fun to me. I don't have a reason for it. I love lists and charts. What can I say? Um so that was why I started doing that. And then afterwards I I was like, I enjoy doing this. Do you want me to keep doing this? She was like, yes. So I was like, okay. And now I'm Tori Mane. That's my job.
One of your many jobs. Wait,
One of my
what
many
year?
jobs.
What year of Anime Impulse LA was this? Just curious.
Um, it was tw- Festive was there. No, I think Festive was at the last one too. It was. I think it had to be 2025.
Okay.
Was there one in 2026 yet?
Yes, I because it's
Then it was
usually
2025, I think.
yeah, because it's usually like middle beginning of January sort of thing. Oh, because I just asked because I went to 2024 and I was like, wait, we could have we we could have
I think it
interacted
was
before.
2020. I think it was 2025.
Okay, yeah.
I think because that's also when I met Chewy and Solemn and learned about Wotagay and met my unks and etc. etc.
Shout out
Made
Chewy.
friends. Shout out Chewy. I love Chewy. Love that guy. Chewy and Solemn love those guys. I don't
So
know if they're here, but I love those guys.
I'm sure it'll reach. Love the unks. Please don't call them unk because they're actually younger than I am.
Lies
So
against it.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that honestly like I can identify an similarity where a lot of the stuff that you like happens in the background, like oh, just like making graphics or I don't know, just setting up like checky lines or like all that sort of stuff. All that might seem menial, but yeah, no, in a way, in and of itself, it's rewarding. You get to see, and especially like you end up being front row to seeing just how many people appreciate or just love just idols or specifically Felix or like what if you're helping out uh, with your own like idol showcase panels, that type of thing. So you definitely get to see sort of like the light in people's eyes when they were like, wait, they're an idol and a performer and I can actually talk to them and they won't like call security on me or something like that. Like that's I guess that's always like the coolest part of I guess staffing events or just being in and around that environment is you get to see and it's a genuine interaction like some people like kind of clown on it. It's like, oh, why are you just like why are you fighting over like all these random people? But you know it's definitely inspiring and I'm sure like it was like that for you when you started to get into idols at first and you know having them be like somewhat accessible compared to I guess what you'd normally consider like celebrities or performers and that sort of thing.
A lot of the people I look up to now as idols are actually like my friends now, which makes it very it's awesome. Love them to death. But it's also like, wow, I am talking with like friends, but my friends are also like the coolest people ever.
You know, I
And I
definitely
will
get the
also line up
feeling.
for them. So yeah.
See,
I
at,
don't oomphs.
at least you
I don't
see
oomphs.
at least you're willing to you're still willing to cross that barrier. For me, ever since I started working events, I'm just like, nah, this is weird. Or just like, nah, I'm just like, I have a million other things going on. Sorry, I can't get in your checky line.
I try when I can. Sometimes I can't. If I can't, I will prioritize like my actual job, but I try. Because I love supporting my friends. Like I'm always in Phoebe's checky line. The hack is that you wait until the line is like one person and then you go in and you say, "Hi Phoebe. Hi, I love you." uh it also kind of changed because instead of being like very professional, I don't know if that's the word, but like being really professional and normal on like Twitter and stuff, I'd be like, "Oh my god, Kiki, I love you." And then I would send a gif of two fish kissing. Um that's kind of what changed. That's the biggest difference is that I tweet at my friends who are also like idols as like how I would my friends normally. And I have that privilege and that makes me happy.
Yeah, it's definitely like a weird thing. Like again, just like going from like, oh, you're just, I, I guess kind of like being like a third party observer, or just like seeing them like from afar, and then you realize, oh shoot, wait, like I'm just like friends with this person now. I can like, I can just randomly like hit them up for, I don't know, just to do random things. Like, yeah, like I'm still I guess like in the stage where I'm kind of getting over that, like in a way where like, especially like the people that I or when I first started getting into like idols, the people that like I was seeing on stage was like, oh Phoebe, oh Alex Pinku, oh Pond Ranger, and I'm just like, wait, like now they're just my neighbor or something like that.
That
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so
It's I still get Checky from Felix. Uh, the benefit is that I ask for Checky, we take them, and then she decorates them later, and I get them back in like 2 months. But but I do still get Checky from her every once in a blue moon because like she's still like I still respect and love her as a performer, but she's also quite literally a very good friend of mine now. So it's like
yeah, I
it's
mean,
a weird dual wield of like we are like actual real friends and also like I love you. I'm gonna organize a flower stand for you because I admire you as an idol as well. Which is like it's a weird experience, but it's really cool. And I think also I feel like it happens a lot more with female WOTA. um we I call it like cute girl WOTA privilege.
yeah,
Where I
that's
think
definitely a thing.
it's a lot more common to have like to be very like I feel like it's a lot more common to be an idol or be a WOTA as a female and, you know, be friends with other female idols. I think it comes just a little bit more naturally than like the not like unspoken boundary to entry of friendship. I think being a girl does help. I think it's a lot easier to be like, "Hey, do you want to be friends?" than if I was not a girl.
Yep. But I mean, like, yeah, that definitely does exist, and like it's just pulling from an example, like from people that are yapping away in the chat. I remember like the first time I talked to Kiki, they were like, "Oh, like Liza's like my Oshi," and even though they're like really good friends, and they literally just helped put on Kiki's birthday live and everything, um, they're still able to sort of appreciate each other in that sort of way as performers, as idols, as I guess people to look up to. And I get like that. That's definitely, I guess, just another cool aspect of all of this is that it doesn't like usually I guess like the normal relationship with like people that are performers and people that are fans is like, oh, you got to put them up on like 15 pedestals and like they're so out of reach. But um in a way it's almost like, oh, like no one's on a pedestal. If anything, you're both pulling each other up onto a higher level type of thing.
At the end of the day, we're all just like normal people. But normal people, love performers. I hold a lot of my idol friends as both my Oshis and my friends, and I definitely don't think that because when you talk about the idol community, something that always comes up, especially by people that don't know what they're talking about, is parasocialism.
Yeah.
Um, and I could go on a rant for days and days on how I don't fully agree with what people say. But I will say that most people that are friends with idols or have like personal relationships with idols are not parasocial. They're just friends, and also they're the Oshi. Like two things can be true at once. Um, but that's a story for another day. But that's the TLDR, is that a lot of my friends are my Oshi, and a lot of my Oshi are my friends, and that's okay.
Yeah. And I
And they're
mean,
different.
yeah. And I guess it's almost natural that you just, if somebody you're friends with is like putting themselves out there, being a performer, literally going up on a stage in front of X amount of people and singing or dancing or cosplaying or whatever, you just naturally want to support them and see them succeed. And it pays itself back in a way, because especially like your closest friends, they'll do exactly the same thing for you. Like, I'm sure like Felix is the craziest Woda whenever you're performing, and vice versa. So
She I think, I don't know if it was Thundersnake. I don't know if she's watching right now. She'll probably correct me if it wasn't. But I was singing Fonza during Komoricon Idol Fest, and she whipped out some Waza, I don't know which one, in the front crowd, to the point where I broke, and I just like I got tripped up because I was like, she's doing the wow, I love the Oshinoko baby dance. She's doing the thing.
see, like, I think anyone would break. Don't put yourself
I
down in
was
that.
I was very touched. I am always very I'm always very touched when anyone supports me, because I've never been like super like, I'm doing this for fun and for myself. And for like hopefully making an impact on someone, but I'm not someone that can like, I don't get instant gratification in the sense that I can really process like what's happening. So if after the fact people are posting about it and being like, "Oh my gosh, like you were so cute," or "I'm so happy I talked to you," and stuff, I'm like, "Oh, there's real emotion happening, and I'm so honored that like people actually like me, because I didn't think they would." And I have never been the most confident person in general, but I've always loved performing for my own sake. So when I do performance, doing it I'm not doing it for myself anymore. I'm doing it for myself, and also in hopes to like make other people feel something and make people happy and jam out to the songs they love to sing or that they love to hear. Um, so it's a very different experience to be able to like, because I've been recognized in public before as an idol by people I did not know.
Oh,
And I
that's
was
always.
very happy. I was very honored. I felt bad because I had a very resting sad face.
Oh no.
And 'cause I was listening to like Milgram music in a Wajimaya, and they came up to me and they were so unbelievably kind, and I was so happy. But I had to so quickly change my facial expression because I looked so upset that day. Um, and luckily I was wearing makeup and stuff, and they were so unbelievably kind, and I was so happy that they recognized me as an idol, and I was so honored. And it wasn't the first time that's ever happened before, but I was like, that I was like, I look like a mess right now. I also cut my bangs too short that morning, so
Oh no.
I was like, that's so
It's
lovely and
they.
awesome, and I
It's
was
like
so excited.
it's
But
like thank you for loving me, even if I look chopped right now.
I did feel very chopped. I was like, "Thank you so much. I'm so honored. I'm so sorry that you saw me when I looked like this."
But I mean, like, yeah, I've, even though I'm not a performer, I've definitely experienced that where just like, I don't know if I know you, and then actually no, that happened. That happened with uh one of friend of the show Flash, one of our favorite boys, Isaac, at Otakon recently. I was going up the escalator and they're like, "Hi, are you Ando?" And was like, "Yes." And it was like, "Oh, I'm a big fan of your work." And I'm just like, "Wait, what?" And then they're like, "Oh, um." And then they were like giving like so their username handle, and I was like, "Oh, it's you!" And I'm just
It's
like, "Oh yeah,
you.
it's you, it's Oom." And um,
I I truly believe in staff Oshi. That's I love a good staff Oshi. Kenzie non-sweet. Love Kenzie non-sweet.
Oh,
Full name Kenzie non-sweet.
I mean,
Um
Sapphoshi's definitely real.
oh yeah, 100%. Um there's a picture somewhere in the shill zone of me like of everyone on the ground like with their pen lights or e-lights just like going like this. I wasn't performing that day. I wasn't even performing that day. I wasn't singing, I wasn't dancing, I wasn't doing any of that. The reason that happened is because Idol Dreamscape, they were doing the like pre-show announcements, and I noticed that people weren't watching, so I started emoting like in the crowd. And so when they were like, "Oh, exits are this way and this way," I would be like, "This way and this way," to
like a
get
flight
people to pay
attendant.
attention. Exactly, to get people to pay attention. So that was because mostly Sakuracalings, but not only Sakuracalings, were started doing that because I was like emoting in the front of Idol Dreamscape to get people to pay attention. And that was unplanned. That was not planned at all. You could literally see I have my bag that it's playing right now on my screen. Oh wait, it's delayed. Never mind. Ignore me. But it's like you could see that I literally have my bag. Like this was not a planned thing, but they wanted so badly to like show support for me when I wasn't even performing, and I was like, I was so caught off guard. It was very sweet. I was very happy, but I'm also like, as I wasn't doing anything, I was just standing there.
Like, guys, I'm not. It's not me. It's not me. Focus.
Focus.
Oh, no, I definitely see that with Aiden's manager Lance. He has they offer manager Checky, and
That's so much
it's
fun.
unironically it is very popular. It is very
Good.
popular option. So, if you need any ideas to steal, but I mean, like I'm sure.
I'm always so like not chopped, but I'm always so like all over the place because I'm like so focused on not myself that I'm like, I need to process this payment. I need to find this. I need to find that. Have you drank any water at all today, Felix? No, you're drinking water right now. I have a liquid IV. Like I'm never in one place where I could ever probably have time to do that. But I really love being busy. I love having a lot of work to do because otherwise I will sit in bed in 100% Super Mario 3D World. And that sounds specific because that's what I've been doing recently.
Yo, that's insane.
After VB regrad, that's what I've been doing. I've been playing on my Switch. Rest in peace, VB. I will
we can probably
play Mario for you.
I guess we can get into that though. So I mean,
Mario?
like,
No, just
no,
kidding.
100% Mario 3D World
It's
tutorial.
hard, and I looked up walkthroughs.
Oh no, like no, 3D World's one of the hardest ones. It's okay. It's okay. But
rough.
I guess yeah, we can go into a bit into VB. So I guess just from my understanding, it's basically like, and you're really not beating the Ashes allegations right now in that you're VB graduated, debuted and graduated.
You wanna know what's worse is that, multiple members of Sakuraka afterwards were like, because they helped us, they collaborated with us for our actual real graduation performance. They were like, "Same time next week," and I went, "No, no, we're done, guys." Like,
It's not a bit.
maybe yeah, Viberi started as a collaboration because first of all, it was never an established group. It was never like, oh, this is a new idol group that's happening. Like that was never the plan ever. It was because Vic, Psycho Vic on Instagram was like, hey, I really want to do ice cream with you being me, and Rena Keaton, who's also been on this.
Shout out Reading.
And shout out Rena, that's my mom. Ashes is also my mom. I have I have a lot of moms. I also have unks, so it's a whole Woda family tree. I think someone made like a family tree once. But she was like, "Oh, I really want to sing Ice Cream." And this was when before Ice Cream got really, really annoying. Um, love them. I love Ice Cream. Keep making that bag. But the song, I'm so tired. I think Chewy started an ice cream fund or something every time he heard it.
Yep.
Um, so I was like, okay, cool. And it was for this Oregon convention, a Comic-Con, called Rose City Comic-Con. And I was like, okay, cool. We're just doing this small performance. So we each did a solo song. I think not that it's that important, but I think Vic did Hayoro Konde, Rena did Hysteric Bullet, and then I did Rainfall by Phoebe. And then
Oh,
we did Ice Cream at the very end. And during Rainfall, almost started crying. Unrelated to anything. I just love that song so much. It's very
not like
emotional.
if you can't, if you make it through that song without crying, you're probably not a human being. You have to go. You should
I
probably go
heard
get
it
checked out.
I heard it at Idol Harmony, and no joke, I was like up at the very top of the balcony with like Chewy and Felix, and, and Chewy and I just look at each other, and I'm just bawling because
Oh,
I was so emotional because this was also right after V Shoujo, so it was like very
yeah.
fresh with everything. So yeah, so we did that performance, and I was like, all right, cool, we're all done, we're all good, we're all done. Okay, see you later in our normal life, and then Sekai Beyond, a club at UW, was like, "Oh, we're doing a Spring Fest," and I was like, "Hey guys, do you guys want to like sing together again?" Because I didn't really want to do it as a soloist because it was like a a big enough event that I was like, "Oh, I don't really want to do this by myself," and I would have felt better like singing with other people. Because
Yeah.
there's events where you're just like, "I want to be myself," and there's somewhere you're like, "Oh, let's ungraduate for a second." And so we did that. And this one was slightly bigger than the last because I made costumes. I made our costumes for that. I really I did the song Kami no Mani Mani. It's it's a group song and I did it as a soloist and it was really hard and you could tell that it was really difficult and that's all I'll say on that. But there's a line the whole song's about Amaterasu,
Mm.
the story of Amaterasu, and there's a waza called Amaterasu. So I was at the time already in the Sakuraka group chat, and I was in VC, and I was like, "Hey, would you guys be willing to do Wodake for one of our songs, or my song specifically?" And they were like, "Yeah, okay." And so I was like, "Awesome, awesome." So I brought it back to VBRE, and I was like, "Do you guys like also want Wodake? Like, I'll ask if that's okay." And they were like, "Yes." So it ended up going from them helping me with one song to them helping through all of our soloist songs. We had 8 members. I made them matching masks. Like they helped us throughout the entire thing, and it was really cool. They did practice. They sent us videos and stuff. I was there in person for a little bit to like help figure out what we all wanted to do. And they also sold Checky, and I was the one that
Yeah.
encouraged them to sell Checky at this event. I was like, I'm gonna make you guys signs. I'm gonna shill you guys. You guys are gonna sell Checky. Like you guys are gonna do this. I'm gonna have the signs out and everything. And it went really, really well. And after that, I was like, okay, cool. Like we're actually done for real. Like VBRE is not. This is not a group. Like we're done. Um, I love Rena and Vic to death, and we're probably gonna sing together again one day. But I'm like, we gotta stop calling ourselves a group, or else we're gonna accidentally start a group. um, so none of us graduated. None of us graduated individually.
Yeah.
Some people were like, "Oh no, like you're graduating, you're not performing anymore," and I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. This concept, this like shuffle unit thing, is the only thing that's graduating. We're all still gonna be here, but we're not in groups anymore. That's it. That's the only thing
Yeah.
that's changing." Um, and actually, the name Baby was because I think Felix was filming Wodage, and Rena, Vic, and I were like hanging out at Otakon in the lobby, just like sitting on our phones. And I was like, "What should we name ourselves?" And then I was like, I typed out the little initials of our name, and I think it was originally ReBV, um, and we swapped it around, and I was like, VBRE. And then we capitalized the letter. So I was like, that sounds right, right? And then that's what we settled on, for our initial like Rose City Comic Con performance. So it all happened because Vic wanted us to sing Ice Cream.
It's
And
like
now
it's
it's
like one of
gone. Rest in peace.
it's like one of those things where it's like like they when the joke keeps going too far, or you're just like, hey guys, wouldn't it be funny to do this? And then people are just like, yeah, we enjoy this. Like, can you do it again? And you're just like, wait a second.
The 10-minute joke did in fact turn into a half-hour live show, but that half-hour live show was also our graduation, so it's okay.
Yeah, no, but that's amazing. Like Loki, shout out to you, Dub. I've been there once. Beautiful campus. Wonderful to hear that they have like anime Japanese culture type of stuff going on there.
It's ran by well, Kirameki is their own thing, but like Sekai Beyond and stuff, like they're awesome there. It's very impressive what they've been able to do with I mean, I assume limited resources. I feel like you only have so many as like a club or a
Yeah.
group like that, but they've been doing a really good job at like making cool events and stuff. They had like actual Sekai Beyond and then a Kira Idol Fest, which was ran by Kirameki, and like they've been doing such an awesome job that it makes me really happy to see. If you want to know a fun fact, the first idol convention was actually in 2014 in Silverdale, Washington. It was called Idol Matsuri. Haruko Momoi was there, so was Ali and Sally, and then some Kaiga idol groups that are now defunct in Seattle.
That's
That's my lore drop.
crazy lore. That's
So we did have
crazy.
idols in Washington in 2014, and now we don't. And then NWIF happened, and now the idol community it like had like a little phase period, especially during COVID when it was like really, really like small and low. And now I feel like it's growing more than ever, and it's so weird that I'm actually a part of that.
Yeah, and I mean like I wouldn't just call you a part of that. I feel like you're a big part of that in terms of like helping, like stuff like Idol Dreamscape and putting on like I guess just idol panels at conventions and like I guess in the limited time that I've gotten to speak with Isaac, they mentioned that like oh like it's sort of small but it's growing and like in a way we're like oh like you guys had NWIF and then obviously like it moved down to SoCal, and so it kind of feels like Pacific Northwest kind of got like left in its own bubble. But I mean, honestly, yeah, like if there's I guess just if there's anything that we haven't mentioned in regards to like Idol Dreamscape that you'd want to talk about so far, or just like putting
Um,
it on, or because I mean, it seemed like that's probably like one of the most successful events that I've seen happen in your area. So, you know, definitely you should be proud of that.
it's it's a very weird feeling because I feel like after NWIF left, we were all kind of stranded a little bit. We were all unsure of like what we want to do after this because unlike places like California and stuff, we don't have as easy access to like venues
Yeah.
and especially venues that let us like have audiences. I do know for Idol Dreamscape that we're working really really hard to find a place that could facilitate everyone and also like be allowed to have an audience, which I didn't know. Like a lot of places charge you to have an audience, and I'm like, it's you have audience seats, why are you doing that? I it's weird because Seattle's such like an artistic mecca, kind of like people are
Li-
already always like doing stuff, that the fact that like it's kind of difficult to try and do something yourself, it's that's weird to me. That's weird that it's so hard to do something by yourself. um so it's really weird in that regard. And also is like we the Pacific Northwest, like especially Washington, Oregon, and stuff, have always had not kaigai idols, cosplay idols. Cosplay idols were pretty prominent, and kind of have been since at least since when I started getting into to idols. So a lot of idol guests had to come from somewhere else, but now we're at a point where like they're coming from us. They're homegrown or Canada. A lot of them come from Canada. Um, I love you, Estella. They're not watching this probably, but I love them. Heart. Um, but it feels weird to people call me the Pacific Northwest Ashes. Low key, I kind of agree.
yeah,
Just
I would
based off
agree with
of
that.
like what I do, but it's weird because I didn't think I was gonna have this sort of impact. I thought like during the whiff and stuff, I was always gonna be just like a Woda and a fan and stuff, and then I ended up kind of like being in the epicenter in a way where like people refer to me for stuff. Like people are like, "Oh, you should ask Bird. Oh, you need a costume made. You should ask Bird. Oh, you need help with like this thing, or I want your input. Ask Bird." And I'm like, "Ask Bird? Since when? Like, why? Why do you trust?" I'm like, how did I earn this trust so quickly and so fast? And it makes me so happy that people trust me enough for these like things in an idol community, because I love the idol community so much, and that's why I want to put myself out there and help out wherever I can. But I'm like, where did this come from? Where did this trust and respect come from? And it makes me very happy that people do believe in me this much. But it's also like, when did this happen? When and why did this happen? Because I
Yeah,
never intentionally did it.
it kind of just happens. Like I've discovered, I'm like having made that similar transition. I'm just like, well, I guess people are asking me for advice now about how to put on events. I guess I'm just Woda-san's frontier now, or just like, yeah. As Solemn said, you earned it by being Bird, by being
I
you,
woke
Bird.
up and one day people were like asking me for stuff and like trusting my opinion, and I'm like, when did I'm like, thank you so much. When did that happen and why? I do think a lot of people also don't intentionally try to be like well known. Like I didn't wake up one day and I was like, wow, I really really want people to know me as like a pillar of the I don't I feel
You are a
hubris by calling
pillar
myself
of
a
the Pacific
pillar,
Northwest.
but
You
but
are
I
a
kind of
pillar.
ended up being one unintentionally. I was like, it feels weird being like known as the Pacific Northwest Ashes and just like as a person of many hats and stuff, but also still a performer in my own right, but also can do stage management, but also can be idol management, but also do all this other stuff, all while being 20 years old.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I just say that's just the testament to how much you love and appreciate the idol community, that even when you didn't have resources as easily available to you guys as you did before, you helped build it from the ground up. And that's definitely like, that's always I guess just how you build things that last. Like, um I guess we can get into like SakuraCon stuff, but like, I guess just like the idea that I had always was, you know, like like I guess con idol fests or like showcases, or performing at like a big convention it's nice. Like, it's probably the most visibility you'd be able to get as a performer. But those things only happen once a year. It's very hard to sort of, if you think of it as sort of like a sandcastle, it's very hard to have your sandcastle be alive if you're only reinforcing the walls once a year, as opposed to putting all these different idol events on. And yeah, they might not have the biggest crowds, yeah, they might be a bit scuffed, but you do have to build from somewhere. So I do really respect that, like, that drive to be able to see, oh, this is going away, okay, we'll help build something back up. Or, oh, this is starting to, I guess, gain traction, then let's sort of like water let's sort of feed into that growing community, so to speak. So I guess with that said, like, where did you start in terms of wanting to host sort of like idol showcases or just things at conventions?
Do you want to hear this is in my brain. Do you want to hear a fact about SakuraCon really quick?
Go for it.
Did you know that SakuraCon was the first anime convention to ban the yaoi paddle in
No.
2013?
Like, it's
Do you want
like it's in their FAQ. So you scroll down far
No,
enough,
it
no
is.
yaoi
It
path.
is. It's still banned. It's still banned. They're still banned. I checked. And also, Northwest Idol Fest's venue was also the one that hosted Rainforest, which was a furry convention for years and years until it got kicked out because furries were doing some not great stuff.
Oh boy.
Those are my fun facts. I have a very niche interest in like convention history and like internet history. Anyways, out there before I forget or bring it up at a weird time. I so SakuraCon. So SakuraCon. There had always been idol panels at SakuraCon for the most part. Panel lives have been absolutely important to like Kaiga idols for so long. Like Pinku Project, like, you know, even like really early days of like Becky Cruel, Yukopon, etc. We're doing like these as of a niche interest in Kaiga idols, like old Kaiga idols, just throw that out there. Old. They're not that old. But like these idol panels were always built with like like a karaoke mic and a dream. They were not built for performers. But you made do. This was before Idol Fest, this was before idol events, like you just made do with what you had. And then events started adding Idol Fests. Like the best ones I can think of that built after, you know, experience is like Otakon. Otakon's idol track is amazing. The way they handle things is so good, and they really bring in like so many different people and performers, and it's awesome.
Shout
KomoriCon
out
is
Jenny
also
Bond.
shout out Jenny Bond. I love Jenny Bond so much, and
Hardest
shout out
working
that
lady in the
entire
business.
team. Literally, shout out that entire team. Um, and you know, in the Pacific Northwest, we have KomoriCon, who recently it's been 3 years of their Idol Fest, and they've been, you know, if there's any issues or stuff, they've been making changes. Like they work very hard. I do know the people behind that, and they are incredibly hard workers and you know, incredibly fair, and they're working really hard to make idol programming better, and they do listen to feedback. That's like my number one thing, is I think listening to feedback is number one most important thing. um and SakuraCon has always had idol panels. They've always had idol content. They've had guerrilla lives. They've had people performing. If you know Ali and Sally, 2013, they also performed outside. I know the exact spot they performed with like a little iPod and like a little tiny speaker and microphones.
Wow.
With like 3 guys in the audience and someone
That's like
doing
sacred
bromance.
ground.
Like, yeah. um, but Kaiga idols have always done that. They have always made do with the area, but I believe that we're in an era where it shouldn't be the case that we only need to rely on conventions. However, I do not think that means we need to eliminate these panels, these things that have given idols a platform. And I think that you don't have to compensate official idol programming by removing the things that idols started from. Um, Idol Fests are great. They can be very restrictive. That's why I think Otacon's track is very great, because it gives everyone a chance. If they're longer, if they're shorter performers, if they're cosplay idols, it gives everyone space and, you know, a specific time frame to do what they what they want to do and what they need to do, and it's built in a really great way. I think idol fests, especially if they're ran very similar to cosplay contests, can be incredibly restrictive to performers, which is why we apply for panel spots. There had been prior, they called them performance panels, not specifically stating Idol Fest. And this was the first year that I specifically called it an Idol Fest. It's called Feather Friends Idol Fest. There's still applications open if you look in my bio.
Ooh.
Churudoll, Churudoll. And
Maybe a little idol group or an idol duo called Yume Piku should apply to that one. I don't
no, they
know.
should totally apply. No, they should apply. They should totally apply. But this is the first year that it's actually called an Idol Fest. And they accepted it as an Idol Fest. They accepted it completely. And if you don't know, they did have an Idol Fest that panel applicants didn't know about prior. And then after announcing their Idol Fest, they did remove idol performance panels. The Idol Fest has since been canceled, and the panels were reinstated. There's a lot of big feelings. There's a lot of emotions following that. But that is objectively what happened. And it, more than anything, I think solidified that idols and idol culture has to move out of conventions if it wants to be able to grow and thrive, because a lot of communities and a lot of conventions do not want idols anymore. They don't want performance panels, they don't want guerrilla lives, they don't want idols. And of course that's not totally true. There's some that have idol fest, there's some that have idol programming, they host their own Bupon. Like that is not one size fits all. But there is a lot of conventions, especially major conventions hosted by corporations, that do not want idols, which is why it's time to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Outside of convention idol lives, baby. They're difficult, they're more expensive, they're a pain in the ass, but we kind of have to move that direction.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful that the performance panels were reinstated. And I'm still hosting my IdolFest, hopefully making it as good as it can be in a panel conference room. But there is only so many idols and idol community that can be accepted into a convention before they start saying, you should do the cosplay masquerade, or we don't need a performer, or you're not a real musical guest, things like that. So it's now more than ever important to solidify the Kaiga idol community outside of conventions. I think the only exception is US Idol Fest, because that it's
That's the
an
whole
idol
point.
convention.
Yeah.
That's the entire point. It's a glorified like 3-day concert. It's awesome. Loved Yusuf. My phone had 0 service that entire weekend. Don't know why. But that was, yeah, it kind of made me realize how much we can't rely on conventions anymore. And that's not just referring to SoccerCon, that's referring to a lot of other, a lot of other things. There's Anime Expo Chibi, and their
Yeah. And
contracts.
yeah, and I mean, like, I'm sure there's. I will speak on your behalf because I'm sure you don't want to be tongue tied in a way, but I feel like a big part of it, at least from my perspective, is that they obviously, like, as anime conventions and as, I guess, it's just in general, as like niche subcultures and nerd culture and things that used to be on the fringes become more financially, I guess, just viable, you tend to see more people wanting to control, I guess, how it works, or, oh, how can I make money off of this? And that's the thing, is that I guess that's the reality, is that none of us are making any money off of this. Like, if anything, I'm digging myself in a hole, like figuratively and literally, like helping out, putting on these events. And yeah, and in that sort of way, that's why, yeah, you do, again, like, it's, I guess, like another metaphor you can use with it. It's like, it's kind of like the Olympics, where, like, oh yeah, every 4 years everyone loves to go watch figure skating or like curling or whatever, but that can't be the only times those things exist. Like, you're not gonna get a future generation if that's the only thing that ever happens every 4 years. So you have to have like year-round events where you're, I guess, introduce, or like have space to hone your craft and, invest time and, money into, I guess, just that infrastructure, or else you're just not going to, you can't always just rely on you doing it every so often. So I guess, just like, obviously, I guess it's inevitable that, I guess, like, Japanese culture and anime culture, like, I guess in some sense idol culture sort of becomes corporatized, or like over monetized or whatever. But I guess it truly is the power of, I guess, just us being able to be like, okay, even if we don't necessarily have backing from big anime conventions, or that level of visibility, we can do it on our own. We can. It might take a while. It might be very financially painful, but I think, if anything, like, the growth, especially here in the East Coast, like, between Idol Gateway, Idol Village, all these different, or Anikai, literally like 2 weeks from now, like, all these different, like, standalone sort of Taibon type things. Like, that's probably the thing that still blows my mind the most, is that standalone Taibons just weren't a thing until like 2024 or 2025, and I'm just like, wait, so, like, I'm just like, wait, so just as I get into this thing is when they actually started doing it, and that's the thing. In a way, I almost feel kind of like spoiled that for choice that I don't just have to go to anime conventions to be part of this community or go see these performances. So you know and I'm very happy that they were able to rectify that egregious mistake in regards to all of the performance panels, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Hopefully they learned their lesson. But yeah, I'm also definitely excited to see how you guys over in the Pacific Northwest can grow outside of just convention spaces. If, seeing you guys host like more regular events like Idol Dreamscape. So I guess in that, with that said, both as I guess just an event organizer and as a performer, are there any specific goals you'd have in mind or that you'd want to achieve either this year or in like the short term future?
My goal, my as a performer goal is I really, 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 really one day want to host a birthday live, and I want to call it a birthday live, and I want to get all my friends, and we're all gonna hold hands and sing on stage.
That can be arranged. .jpg. If you,
I'm like,
I am
I want to
John.
be on the East Coast. I'm like, John Wona Sands Frontier. Why are you not at the West Coast? Like,
If I told you the amount of birthday lives that are cooking right now, you'd be shocked. Like
and I'm like, I've never wanted to live on the East Coast more than I do now. I want a birthday live.
and we will I literally it's not like we planned this or anything, but like I will help you make that happen. I will fly out. I will fly out to Seattle to help like make that dream become a reality, because I've definitely learned that like birthday lives might be the event that I love working the most. Like I guess usual like idol performances are this awesome showcase of love and just appreciation for what people do and how they go out on stage. But birthday lives especially, it's just you and basically all your friends, or sometimes I think there were some people that didn't even like, for Kiki's birthday live, I think there were some people that just didn't even know what the heck idol culture was, and they just pulled up. And like, yeah, that's always the coolest thing, is just like I guess just being able to share that creativity and that art with people you love. And yeah, it never fails to put a smile on my face, like whether it's Kiki's birthday live or whether it was Tama's birthday live, whether it's all the million other birthday lives we have cooking. It's I'd say like that's probably the most redeeming thing working on that side of I guess the curtain, so to speak. So yeah, I really hope we can put on the birthday live, just because the name is incredible. And I know
I want to make an egg and come out of it.
You're gonna hatch.
I'm gonna hatch out of an egg. I know how to make a giant egg. Theater.
What does that even mean?
Being a theater kid means you know how to make a giant egg.
Oh my
I was
God.
a prop maker as well. That's also my fun little thing. It's up there, but I have like a bunch of fake food props and stuff that I made for cosplays. Like I said, I do a lot of stuff. But general goals, I think, is I think idols are very universal, which is very funny because idols are, our form of idols is J-pop. It's based in Japanese idol culture, chica idol culture, etc. But I think a part of that is very universal, because the idea of being able to see someone on a stage and then talk to them afterwards and like praise them is very normal. In theater, that's what you do. You get on stage, you perform, and then afterwards you walk out, at the back door or the lobby, and people meet you. It's not paid or anything, or, traditional handshake event, but that connection has always existed, and it's always going to exist. And I think that facilitating that in a sense that doesn't rely on bigger corporations, especially ones that want to make money off of something that does not benefit the convention, is really difficult. When you get Kaiga Idol guests, their draw is usually monetary, but not directly to the convention. It's monetary because people go to that specific event. So they have popularity draw, but usually, hopefully, all of their merch sales are their own, and they have those profits. I've talked with a lot of idols, a lot of either very very popular kaiga idols who go to a bunch of conventions all the time, even in like different countries and stuff. And I've talked to ones who like only do locals, and the barrier for entry for Kaiga idols is different per person. Some people just want, their gas comped to drive to a convention. Some people, get full compensation for travel, where they stay, any sort of merch table. Like sometimes they get paid on top of that for a performance or a guest fee. Like it's so different, and we don't have like I think my ideal my dream that is so far out of reach, and I don't even know where I would start, is to make some form of like organization that enforces a like almost like a union. I want an
Yeah, I
idol
mean
union.
that's basically you basically want an idol union, and
I want an
you're so
idol
valid for
union.
that.
Is that possible? Probably not. But on a smaller scale, I think people should know what they're worth, and I think people should be compensated where they can be. Now, of course, if you're performing at like a very tiny Comic-Con, they can probably only comp you your badge. But if you're performing at, you know, I'm not going to name a real convention, let's just say Anime Expedition Super Cool Fun Con, and they give you like not even enough for like a like snack wrap at Taco Bell, then what is the
What are
what is
we
the
doing? What are
standard?
we doing? Like genuinely.
Exactly. Because the downside of being a Kaiga idol is that you're probably not going to make money. That's it. That you're probably initially at least, you're probably not going to make an income off of what you do. You can, and many people have. But it's not the easiest thing in the world. However, that doesn't undermine your value as a performer, and I think performers should be compensated the best that a convention can. If you are a multi-organization conglomerate, what you can give to performers looks way different than what a tiny little miniature convention can give to performers. And sometimes exposure and, popularity and getting your name out there is what you're getting. Sometimes you have like that, sometimes you go in knowing that, hey, I'm going to get more eyes on me because of this, and that's it. You can't, unfortunately, you're not going to make money off of it, but you're also not trying to make a living at the moment off of this. So you have to know your worth. And sorry, I just saw the chat. That's insane. I've
Yeah.
seen
Why
something
would you
similar.
pay? Why would you pay? Genuinely, why? Like,
There's yeah, it's I will say this because it's a fact and it was written on their statement, so this is not alleged. That SakuraCon did not comp badges to people who got into IdolFest. I can say that because that's written, that's public knowledge, that's public info, and I do have very big thoughts about that because they did comp panelists. So that's all
that's
I'll say.
that should be like the bare minimum. Like,
It
yeah, no,
doesn't really cost them anything. I'm gonna
yeah,
be honest. Like
y-
technically it does, but it doesn't.
I don't know.
So
Yeah,
I can say that because it's public. um, but it's it's about not only knowing your worth as a performer, but also about knowing what is typical, because there's also a lot of conventions that will have multiple different kaiga idols and pay them different rates. And it's not necessarily based on popularity. It's because some of them have, I don't know if haggled's the right word, but have talked about it
yeah,
with that. So it's a very, unfortunately, the kaiga idol, I'm so ranting right now, but the kaiga idol community is the Wild West.
yeah.
There's not one general idea, and this is something I'm very passionate about because Sarah Spaceman, she's a cosplayer on YouTube, love her to death, also talks about this, about cosplay contest and how that's also the Wild West because there's not one set of cosplay contest rules. I believe the same can be applied to kaiga idols because there's not one thing. And it sucks because we're all a community and a lot of us aren't doing it for money. But when you find out that your friend who's done just as many shows as you got to wager for, compensation and you didn't, that feels terrible. That's a
Yeah.
terrible feeling. And it shouldn't be that way because clear, transparent communication about what you want for an event is very important to me. Let's all unionize. I don't know how to start an idol union, but I want to.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
I
I don't
mean,
think that's possible, but
but I mean, like, it's just in general the idea of, okay, especially if you're working for a big con or someplace where they're literally just like, it's not just like a nonprofit, like struggling, like poor broke college kid putting it together. Like you're essentially, you are providing the entertainment, or I guess the attraction for their event, and in any sort of way, whether that be badge compensation, whether that be, oh, you get a hotel, or amazingly, oh, that be like, oh, you actually get a stipend off of all of this. You know, that's, I feel like the least amount of respect they could give to performers would be to, provide them those accommodations the same way they would for any other guest, like a Seiyu, or I don't know, just like a performance group or something like that. So, I guess just like, I guess the biggest thing would just be to sort of, I guess, break down that barrier, so to speak, of, oh, these are just people that attend the con that are just performing anyway, and move more towards, oh, you know, this is, these are performers, these are, people that, uh, attendees specifically come to the convention for. So, you know, I'd say, like, the sooner idols start getting treated in that sort of way, I feel like the better off all of us will be, in terms of, being able to not just, be compensated for the work you put in, but also just being able to spread that message, so to speak, because, if we're able to get, better opportunities in that sort of sense, it's, uh, like, my hope would just be, like, rising tide lifts all boats. Like, it shouldn't, conventions shouldn't be feel threatened by the fact that people are putting on standalone events, or, oh, there's this other convention's doing an idol, like, panel or idol showcase sort of thing. It should feel like, again, it's ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a platform for exposure, for, showcasing your art and showcasing, what you love to do. And, I hope we can, I mean, God knows if we could ever make an actual union, but I feel like, if people, even if it's something as simple as people agreeing to, okay, everyone can collectively raise their checky prices and it's not going to break the bank for people, or, things like, just not taking, or not flying out to something, not flying out to an audition, and, investing, like, money, and, not being paid for it, or just, basically just investing a lot of money or travel or time or just thought on something for a hot dog and a handshake. So,
wow,
that
I wonder what you're referring to. Oh my
I'm trying.
gosh, I have no idea. It's very vague. No, it's so vague. I have no idea. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh my god. See, I'm trying.
Um,
I'm trying to get Eggy. I'm trying to not get Eggy canceled for me ranting about these things.
no, you won't. You won't. It's okay. I don't think most people know. I'm just chronically online.
Me too. But
I'm just chronically online, and I know way too much about stuff I'm uninvolved in.
and no, that I'd say that's your strength. You're definitely not just a valued member of the community. You're definitely, like, a historian, or just able to, keep track of all of this stuff, and that's just as important too. So,
I do refer to myself as a Kaiga idol historian just for the sake that I hold a lot of very useless knowledge because I think the community Iggy is telling us to rant. Our community is so much deeper than I think a lot of people realize. There's a Twitter trend going around of people retweeting To Kawaii for Comfort, that series on YouTube, and like with their convention memories. And a lot of that is tied to like very early days of Kaiga idols when you weren't even you weren't called Kaiga idols. You were
Yeah.
called a J-pop musician or like a J-pop cover group. Like the term Kaiga idol, if I remember correctly, it is cited to be from Paida. I don't know if that's true though. That's what some sources have said. Again, I don't know if that's true.
I mean, it would
That's
track.
just what I
Consider, yeah,
read.
she was, I guess, one of the first prominent ones to sort of, I guess, like sort of make that leap into, oh, that's like a main attraction type of performer or talent that we have to invite to, you know, X con or whatever.
Definitely the first to like identify with it, I believe. There was a lot of people that, you know, said that like, oh, I was the first Kaiga idol or I was the first Kaiga idol. And while I do think there's a lot of like, I think it's like a field. Like all of you guys were seeds for Kaiga idols, but there's not one. There's not one guy there's not
Yeah,
John Kaiga idol who started
yeah,
it. That's not
there's
really how a
yes,
community works.
yeah, there's no such thing as first idol group on the East Coast. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But
In Minecraft.
in Minecraft, but
Didn't say
honestly, yeah.
anything. I'm just here.
And with that, I think
Just here.
I think that'll do it for this episode of Idolize. Bird, thank you again so much for being my
I
first
went
guest.
off topic so much.
No,
I
no,
went
that's
off
the whole
topic
point of the
so much.
show. That's the whole point of the show. Like if the guest doesn't yap, it's just me trying to like figure out something that I literally don't have. I don't even know why I'm hosting this show. You know way more than me, but
I just want idols to know their worth. That's my dream. I want idols to know their worth and know what their worth is relative to what they do and why they do what they do. Uh yeah. Hey, I think this should be my indoctrination. I will also host Idolize. That's my coming out. Be a
I
rotating
mean,
host.
I mean,
Eggy, do you want a third
Ashes was
host?
like, I've been on too much. So
Do you want a Eggy? Do you want a girl host? I can drop all the facts. I can drop all the facts I want. Put on my
Please.
historian glasses.
please,
Um,
please help me.
but
I can only do like one or two a month because there's too many goddamn birthday lives.
you know the I don't know what show it is, but like the show where that I'm tangenting again. The guy with the very very short cut. He's a very famous Japanese comedian, and he's in the corner. I could be the guy in the corner. I just got a haircut. I could be the guy in the corner, just being like, "Eh!"
Hype man.
All right. Exactly. Oh, fact checker. All right. Sorry.
No,
Do
Eggy
your
just
outro.
gave you the approval. So yeah, sure.
Okay, cool, perfect.
You are more than welcome to come back anytime.
It's like the Daily Show. They
yeah,
rotate
basically.
hosts. I
Yeah,
also miss Eggsy. Eggy. Oh, not saying I don't love you, heart, but I miss Eggy. I wish he
I
was
miss him
real.
too, definitely. I wish he was real too. Can't believe he's.
Please don't go bald, Eggy.
Oh God. I'm gonna go bald
Please
before
don't
he'd
go
ever go
bald.
bald. I'm sure. So, again, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you again to you in the chat that have been here for the past 1 hour and 45 minutes watching us yap about random idol things. Again,
I hope you can pull out that Yowie paddle fact. Impress your friends.
I thought you were saying, I hope you can pull out the Yowie paddle. Just the actual Yowie paddle.
So I do actually have a Yowie paddle fan, earrings, and a keychain, but that's neither here nor there.
No, you have to pull that out for the bird day live.
I will make a Yowie paddle for the birthday live. This is true and this is real, and I'll get all of my friends and I'll get my VTuber friends to call in, and I have big dreams. I have big dreams of a birthday live.
And
Anyways.
make sure you charge extra for people asking to be paddled. So
Yes,
you'll make a
always.
killing. So all right, if there's any part of the show that you missed or you are nodding off because it's almost midnight here in the East Coast, you can catch the VOD, which should go up tomorrow-ish. On youtube.com/@idoleye101. I'm not 100% sure when my next show will be or who will be the guest, but you'll find out on social media, either on my social media Ondo_0817, or Eggy social media again at Eggy Drago. Bird, is there
It's gonna be
anyone
me
that?
in a wig. It's gonna be me in a wig.
Hello, Derb.
Hi, I'm Drib.
Bird, is there anything that you want to shill or promote besides your social medias? Again, everyone could follow Bird at Churudoll.
Yeah, CHURUDOLL. Please follow me. I post my cats a lot. And I also shill everyone else. But my shills, I'm hosting 3 panels at SakuraCon. Yay, they got reinstated. I'm hosting an Idol Fest called Feather Friends Idol Fest. It's called Feather Friends because we're all birds of a feather, united under the idol community. I'm hosting a call and mix panel with I keep wanting to say I own her with my talent. I'm her manager, Felix Honeytsu. We're gonna talk about call and mix. She also has a Wodage workshop with Sakuraka. What are the dates and times? I literally don't know. They won't tell us. There's also an Idol RDP I'm hosting. If you went to Yusuf, it's the same one as Yusuf. Don't tell anyone. I didn't want to make a new one. And if you're interested in Woda, want to hang out with a bunch of really cool people, please follow Sakuraka or join their Discord. Meet new people. It's very fun. They'll teach you stuff. And they also share very funny memes, and I love those guys. I think that support Kirameki Palettes. They also host a lot of idol content, and they do have another Idol Fest in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, coming up. I don't think they released a date yet, so I'm not going to say it, but they are doing that soon. So watch them because there is more idol stuff in the Pacific Northwest coming. Keep an eye on social media because some of my other friends are also going to be doing stuff. And I will be shilling them to hell and back. So
As you should.
please keep an eye on the Pacific Northwest. We're trying really, really hard to build Solemn. That's Felix. That's only Felix, okay? I'm just kidding. No, it's all of them.
It's just Felix dropping memes and no one responding.
No, okay. So I will drop this really quick. Her favorite odorite is Ariku, and his Oshi mark is like feet, and so people made fun of her for that.
Oh God.
It's like the feet emoji, but
No.
no, it's just they're just being mean to her.
As people usually are.
and
Felix.
yeah. It's Bully Felix Day. But yeah, so just keep an eye on all of that. The Pacific Northwest is trying really, really hard to build up its community. I'm very excited to host my little panel Idol Fest. I know it's not as extravagant as like a Taibon, but we're trying. We're trying with what we can, and I'm hoping that we can take this all as a lesson that we need to start aiming higher.
Yep.
We need to
And-
start having lives in other places.
Yeah, and obviously, like, best of luck to you on all of your panels and your Feathered Friends Idol Fest. Like, I know you'll do well, and I hope you shock them to the point that they're like, damn, you should just run this every year.
I'm hoping. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'm truly hoping for a full panel room because I think I'll start crying. I really, really hope we can hit capacity because that shows what social media has been reflecting in a physical way, and they have to write that down. The volunteers, which first of all, any and all volunteers for SakuraCon, I always want to call it Sakuraka, are absolutely lovely. SakuraCon. But like all the volunteers are lovely. They are completely unrelated to everything that's going on. But they are gonna have to write down that there's a full capacity panel for an Idol Fest, and I really, really want that to happen because I just want to show in a very kind way that there's a celebration going on and people want to see it.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, you make yourself so visible and unavoidable that they have no choice but to give you the respect that you deserve.
Exactly. And we don't have to be aggressive about it. We just have to show that there's an interest and prove it. So I really hope people can show up because it is very important to me. And also after SakuraCon, I'm going to nap for like 4 years because I think
and you'll deserve that 4-year nap.
So much. Yeah, I'm going to be so tired.
But honestly, like, Loki, it's the best kind of tired in a way. I've definitely felt that.
True.
Is there anything that I have to show? Oh, yeah. So the only events that we have on our calendar coming up would be March 1st. We have NGIT MiniCon. it's very, very, very small con. So I mean, don't expect too much. But I hear there's like a special like I don't know, just like collaboration performance between Dream
Ooh.
Jam, where it's
Yay!
oh god, it is. I mean,
It's me.
it's
They're gonna fly me in.
no, it's you. You made
From the ceiling.
you made a picnic. It's
Yay!
Otore Jamu J. What am I missing? Liza, literally just going on your it wait. I forget who else. Yes, so yeah, there's a lot of people performing. If I could find the thing. Oh my god, why do you guys not put it on your social media? Anyway, yeah, just come to NJT Minicon. There are idol performances. A friend of mine, that's also an idol / VTuber. Liz is being a featured cosplayer. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on there. After that, we got Enikai Volume 2.
Yay!
So I'm not 100% sure if full lineup for that has been announced yet, but I mean, of the ones that have been announced, we got we have Barry, friend of the show. We have Flair, friends in general.
I know Barry. I know Flair. I know those guys.
We have Chloe. Oh my god, I just saw the P.O. Judge watch pop up out of
I
nowhere.
love
I need one of
P.O.
those. Shout out to P.O.
Also, I'm gonna show P.O. If you want to learn about the Woda community, please follow
Yeah,
P.O.
definitely.
She's absolutely lovely.
Incredible source of knowledge when it comes to just anything having to do with Wodage or just, I guess just Japanese like shenanigans or whatever. So yeah, we got Barry, we got Flair, we got another friend's show, Chloe, happy birthday, and Noah. So definitely keep on the lookout for that. Anikai is kind of just small, like growing and building. So if you're in the, I guess just central New Jersey area, some people don't think that exists, but it does, I swear. If you're in that area or
New
want to
Jersey.
if you want to pull up,
New
I will be staffing as usual. Come see a bunch of like awesome performers, all of whom are my friends. Come see them, come support, and yeah, again, just that's how we build that foundation. So thank you again for joining us on episode 81 of Idoleyez. I am very tired. I'm probably going to go to sleep. So until next time, everyone, same idol time, same idol place, right here on Idoleyez. And ending screen.